As I dig myself deeper into the Class of '09 rabbit hole, there's probably one thing we've all wondered, and that is who's the most racist character in Class of '09? And that specifically, who says the N word the most out of any character? Well, today we'll be discussing that and going over each individual character within the series, only important ones. And keep in mind, this is again not an objective analysis, rather, my own interpretation of the characters and my own headcanon. If you disagree, let me know in the comments, and we can have a fruitful discussion about this. As for Nicole, as we established in my last Class of '09 video, is actually a very kind and sweet person at heart. So I don't believe she'd say the N-word, mostly because I think Nicole hates everyone equally, which by the way is a huge mood, and also it makes her genuinely not racist. She also has expressed rather liberal viewpoints, well, as liberal as someone like her can get. She'd probably find stuff like that stupid and would probably not engage in it. Though it isn't out of the realm of possibilities for her to say the N word. Nicole loves money and is willing to do anything for money. Now, if she became a far right grifter, which is actually how she ends up in jail in one of the routes, she could potentially say the N word for money. There's also the fact that if someone of African descent pissed her off, she'd probably call them the hard R to piss them off. I'll use my own personal experience from this. I've met, knew, and seen people like Nicole a lot, both online and in real life. The type of girls who just go off on others for no apparent reason would probably date a pedophile just for money, which by the way, someone I knew actually did that, and it was a whole argument. I don't want to get into it. And from what I've seen, while they aren't really racist, they will use racism as a means to get what they want, or to power trip people and to piss them off, i.e., say the N word to piss off a person they don't like, to rebel, quote unquote, or simply as a means to get attention from men who would genuinely share those viewpoints and perhaps seduce them into giving them what they want, whether it's sex, money, or whatever. As for Nicole herself, I don't see her doing it because she's genuinely racist, but I do think she might say the N word depending on if the circumstances benefit her. As for Jekka, however, she definitely says it daily, or probably does privately. Not only is her dad implied to be racist, there are three separate occasions where she becomes a white nationalist, and two of those occasions she ends up in prison over it. Now, in the white nationalist route, she definitely would say the N word. Not only unlike the others, she genuinely buys into those beliefs. She literally gets Jeffrey killed because she views him as a race traitor. Now, outside of this route, I think she probably does say the N word if pushed to the edge or if it benefits her, like Nicole, but I don't think she says it that much, probably once or twice a day, especially since she does want to pursue a career in life. So definitely Jekka is saying it. As for Mr. White, I don't think I need to explain this one. He says the N word. Next, Principal Lynn, surprisingly, I see it as 50-50. She's similar to Nicole, but considering she's more mature and less reckless, I doubt she says it that much. Maybe if it benefits her? Really, I don't really know. Karen, Ari, Kelly, and Megan. I would make a separate section for each individual girl, but my opinion on all of them are simple. They don't say the N word. Like, at all. In the burnt house route, these girls literally express what people called quote unquote woke viewpoints and act as liberal stereotypes. Ari herself is gay, so like if you're part of an oppressed group, why would you be oppressive towards others? And she's also almost one of the normal ones. Kelly might have a chance of saying the N word if she's pushed to the edge, but I don't really see it. Karen is a Harry Potter girl. When have you seen a bigoted Harry Potter fan before? The girl probably doesn't even know what the N word even is. She didn't even know what being skated on meant. As for Megan, she is deeply religious, and for some reason, religiousness and racism sometimes goes hand in hand. But considering Megan loves virtue signaling, I don't think she says the N word. Like, at all. She'll probably falsely accuse others of saying the N word if she gets pissed off, but like, I don't think she says it, like, at all. So I'm gonna go with unlikely here. As for Emily, she's worse than Nicole in many aspects. But like her, I think she's similar in the sense she isn't racist, she just hates everyone equally. Which again, huge mood. And as such would probably only say it not because she's racist, but to piss people off or to get what she wants, especially if she's off her meds. She'll drop N bombs like it's 1930s again. So same thing as Nicole, except it's much more likely. Kyler, he would probably say it because Kyler gives me severe Save Europe Kid vibes. I mean, he knew of the Holocaust and denied it, albeit indirectly. But like, no seriously, how does he know of the Holocaust but not know it happened? Whatever. He'd probably see an Instagram reel on about how blacks commit X of the population and commit Y% of the crime and believe it hard enough. What the fuck is this creep? And of course, he will start believing it hard enough to start dropping N bombs and being scared of black people. He'd also probably watch Gypsy Crusader too because Kyler would definitely like that sort of stupid, repetitive, funny humor. Oh yeah, he is homophobic in one of the routes, and bigotry often overlap with each other, so it's possible. And Gamer Brother, he plays the Xbox 360. He definitely dropped N bombs in COD lobbies before, not much to say here. Coach Colby, same thing with Kyler. He is a boomer and he's more likely to believe in stuff like the great replacement theory. Not to mention, again, he's homophobic and bigotry overlaps with each other. Though I imagine if Coach Colby was real and around to this day, he'd watch Nick Fuentes a lot. Is that just me? I don't fucking know. Now, before we get to the final character, I would like to mention some minor characters, like the entirety of the school faculty and the other boys. Now, like the counselor, Mr. Katz, Mr. Lorry, and to be honest, I really don't know. Most of these characters, I could see the arguments for either way, so I'll let you guys decide in the comments on whether or not these people would say the N word. Also, throw in most of the other male characters in there too. Some of them will probably be like Kyler, like the jocks, and some of them probably won't say it, like Crispin, unless it's to impress a girl. So, yeah, just letting you guys know that off the hand, so I won't get any comments saying that I forgot this character. Now, on to the final character to talk about Jeffrey. Now, there's two ways of looking at this. One where Jeffrey is a Redditor, or one where he's a 4chaner. Both of which are very much possible considering he fits both archetypes well. Let's start off with Jeffrey as a Redditor. Considering Jeffrey, like most Redditors, tries virtue signaling a lot while failing, i.e. pseudo-feminism and being the quote-unquote nice guy, I think he wouldn't say the N-word. In fact, I think he'd actually try to condemn it just to get girls by showing them how morally above he is from everyone else and how he's a nice guy who cares for the minorities. Now there's a chance he'd say it if he gets into a relationship with a racist girl who does want him to say the N-word just to impress her, but I think chances of that are low. Well, chances of Jeffrey getting with any woman are low, except for Karen Burr. I'm getting off track. Now in the scenario where Jeffrey is a 4chaner, which again is likely since nerdy incel weebs are either Redditors or 4chaner, it's even more likely for him to say the N-word in this instances. He will post threads about how Konada Izumi from Lucky Star, which I think was popular in 2007 and 2009, is actually a pure-hearted Aryan and actually is the child of Adolf Hitler himself, while probably calling attractive black guys the hard R for stealing white girls he saw as rightfully quote-unquote his and promoting the great conspiracy theory online. It's more likely in Flipside where he is shown to be misogynistic and, as I said, bigotry overlaps with each other. If he's sexist, the chances of him being racist goes up, as Albert Einstein once said, I think. Now, hey yo, Nelv here. So, Apparently, I forgot to add one portion of the fucking script and record it, so instead of Jeffrey being the last character we're gonna cover, it's gonna be Miss Ames. Sorry guys, I'm gonna keep you with this shitty video a little bit longer. Now, on to Miss Ames. Well, it would be cut and dry because she is racist, but I think she's what people would call a sophisticated racist, or in Nicole's word, a marathon racist. While yes, she has wrote essays on how interracial relationships are misogynistic and indirectly agreed with Mein Kampf, which by the way, I don't know how I read that book for a school assignment once and it was actually very fucking boring and stupid. I don't think she's saying the N word per se, it's too vulgar for someone like her. Her racism is more indirect. She wouldn't make it directly clear she's racist, but would rather use arguments that sound logical, quote unquote, on the surface to try desensitizing you to racism by making it look like she's trying to fight for something good. Like how she wrote an essay on how interracial relationships are misogynistic, making it not a racial issue but a women's rights issue. By trying to sell people on the idea that interracial relationships are sexist towards women, people will think she's trying to fight for women's rights, but instead of being a racist, and such will be more likely to agree with her. So while yes, she is racist, she doesn't say the N word. Her flavor of racism is much less direct, but definitely more dangerous and effective. Okay, that's all. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and see you guys in the next one. Peace!